So you want to learn how to start making money and landing your first few clients. First, before we get into that, let me introduce myself. My name is Blake Davis, cinematographer based here in Chattanooga, Tennessee, and I make videos about videos. What do y'all think of that tagline? My channel header now. Also just had to prove that I can make a video that's not outside, but I did include some outdoor elements. Anyways, I've got a few steps that I'm going to share on how to start growing your video business and how to land some of your first clients. Hold on, before we get into that, I've got to acknowledge, you like my shotgun mic? I don't know if I'm ever going to have like a normal audio setup, but who cares? All right, step number 1, you've got to claim the name. And what I mean by that is you got to start calling yourself a videographer, a cinematographer, filmmaker, throw in whatever term you want to use, but you've got to start calling yourself that. It's going to do 2 things. 1, it's going to change just how you think about yourself. You're going to approach your daily life in the lens of, I'm a videographer, and that's pretty cool. And that's going to change how you think. And 2, that's going to change what other people think of you, and they're just going to know what you do. And that's important because we'll get into that a little bit later, but people need to know what you do. So start calling yourself a videographer, filmmaker. I remember when I first started, I was a little embarrassed to call myself a videographer because my work wasn't any good. And if I said that that's what I did or what I wanted to do, people are gonna be like, shoot, man, you have a long way to go. You might as well give up. So I say that to encourage you, don't be embarrassed. Everybody has awful beginnings. You're gonna get better. Start claiming the name. Other people are gonna think it's a lot cooler than you are embarrassed to say that that's what you do. Also, if you have friends that are videographers or doing something similar, it's really important not to compare yourself to them because they've been doing it for a while. They've learned a few things that you don't know yet. But don't be embarrassed to call yourself a videographer, especially to them. They're gonna love that, and they're gonna want to help you out and give you any tip, and they're gonna be a valuable resource. I know for me, when anybody tells me they're trying to get into videography, it's somebody who fully understands everything that I'm so passionate about. And so it's just a conversation where we get to geek out with each other, and it's awesome. So don't be embarrassed and don't compare yourself to others. Step number 2 is you've got to know your market. Your market's going to change as you grow your business. And more than likely starting off, your market is going to be family, friends, small business owners, people with not huge budgets, basically is what I'm getting at. And that's okay. What you're getting paid in is experience. Don't let them sell that to you, but you just know for yourself, the experience that you're gaining from those first few jobs is more important than the money you'll be making. So maybe you've started letting people know that you're claiming yourself as a videographer, or you've reached out to some people saying, hey, this is what I can offer you. I can make you a video. Let's work together. And you've got your first job. That's awesome. Pursue that job and take that job as seriously as possible. But also remember, this video doesn't have to be perfect. It's one of your first few. It doesn't have to be perfect. But treat this job like it's the most important thing ever, because what that's going to do is you're going to take it more seriously. You're going to think about all these aspects. You're going to take notice of what goes wrong. And the next time you go make a video, you can say, hey, this went wrong last time. I'm going to make sure that I do this differently or that differently. So your first few jobs aren't going to be the most glorious jobs, but that's okay. They're just part of the journey. Everybody has to do them, and you're going to look back and be kind of nostalgic about some of those. Just really make sure that you're giving it your all, because snowball. Bars. The people around you and how much their money you're making is going to make a difference in some of these first few jobs. If you're in high school, hats off to you. I'm glad you're starting early. Everyone around you has no money. Y'all are all just in high school trying to pay for gas, that sort of thing. If you're in college, a little bit different. You know, you have some older friends that might be in the working field, or some friends getting married. At the end of the day, still not a ton of money. If you're a post-grad, a lot of your friends are just starting their jobs. Maybe some of them are in marketing. They're going to have some cooler opportunities. Or if you're in the career world, some people might have some okay budgets around there, but that's just going to be because that's your sphere of what people think of money is different. And so something to keep in mind, just what stage of life you're in is going to determine those first few projects. For the most part, there's going to be 3 different types of clients. There's going to be, the small business owner, and they're trying to grow this business, their budgets are going to be a little bit less because they're in the process of growing their thing just like you. But they can be really fun to work with. 2, it's going to be, a little bit more developed, kind of local businesses. They're going to have a little bit of a budget. They're going to be fun to work with. These are your kind of clients you're going to land in your intermediate stages. And then finally is big corporations. These big corporations are going to have big budgets, but they're also going to expect a lot more. A lot of times they'll be pretty hands off and let you take creative direction. They'll trust you that you're the professional. I say this because, like I said, know your audience. They're going to have different budgets, different needs. And just keep in mind your market's going to change throughout your career. That's okay. Start off with mom and pop. It's going to be fun. Step number 3 is post about what you're doing. This is something I just recently have really started dialing in on, and kind of embarrassed that it took me as long to do as I did. Me personally, I wish I could escape Instagram, delete all your social media, and be away from it. But the fact of the matter is everybody's on Instagram, and if you want to market yourself, you're gonna have to be on it too, which maybe take breaks if that's something you're into. Post about what you're doing. Post screen grabs from some of your video work. Post behind the scenes, snap a little Instagram story on set today with so-and-so. Something I've deemed as really important recently is not letting people forget what you do. People should know you as Blake, the videographer, so-and-so, the videographer, the filmmaker. That should be what they think of when they think of you. And you do that by just constantly posting, staying on their mind of, oh, this person makes videos. Because what that's going to do is whenever a group of people are hanging out or talking about needing video, you want to be the first person that comes to their mind when they're talking about needing a video. And you do that by just constantly being on their mind as the video expert, the videographer, the filmmaker. Step number 4, and this one's really important, is be humble and be a great experience to work with. One of my first really big freelance gigs was I got to work with the SEC. Immediately after that experience, I went on social media and started posting all these pictures and made it like I was such a big deal. Look at me, I just filmed with the SEC. That was kind of my tone. And we were driving back, and the guy that I did this project with, he was another contractor. He said, hey man, just saw your post, just letting you know you didn't even tag the agency that hired you to do this. And I was being really cocky about showing off because I had a cool client. But the fact of the matter is, my client was the agency that hired me, and I needed to be humble and give thanks to where thanks was due. Sure, still share what you're doing, but share the people that are helping you along the way. Thankfully, I went back and changed my attitude in the caption, and I ended up doing more work with this agency. But be humble. Nobody loves a prideful son of a gun. I'm not saying don't be confident, but just be humble. People who are helping you out, working with you, they're so important. You couldn't do what you do if it wasn't for a lot of these people. Don't forget that. Also, one of the most powerful forms of marketing is word of mouth. And when you have every client that you've worked with out there fighting for you and rooting for you, it's going to help you just land so many more clients and really make this dream of yours to be a videographer, filmmaker, etc. a reality. And step number 5 is to rinse and repeat all of these steps. Just never stop doing them. Continue to claim the name that you are a cinematographer. 2, you've got to continue to know your market and your needs. Your market's going to change from those family friends to other creative agencies. Try and get work with them. Just constantly reassess your market. 3, never stop sharing your work. As you do cooler and cooler things, your audience is going to want to see that. They're going to want to watch you grow. That's a cool experience for your friends to see you grow and get cooler things and be a part of that journey. And it's just going to be helpful for landing more. And step number 4, be a good experience to work with and just be humble. Keep doing these things and your business is going to grow. It doesn't happen overnight. It's a process, but just keep doing these things and I've got a feeling you'll be okay. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks for letting me ramble at a camera with a shotgun mic that I'm holding like this. Hey, thanks for being here. Seriously, I'm glad you clicked on this video. I wish you the best of luck as you land these clients. This video topic actually came from my good friend Justin, who said, hey, I'd love to see a video on this. That being said, leave in the comments if you want to see a video about a certain thing. I'm going to put it in the calendar. We're going to make a video about it. I've got some cool stuff coming up and I can't wait to share. Thank you for being here. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like if you enjoy the content, and leave a comment. Let's interact. I'm Blake Davis. I make videos about videos. We'll see you next time.
Lately, time is running